We're back on our little chalet with no walls. We bring you flowers, and we also bring you the cast of Cheers, who are just off the main stage. And I'm literally just back here ahead of you. How are you, lads? You well?
Hey, good, yeah.
Good, yeah.
Usually when a band they're out of public view for the last while, it means they're recording an album. So I guess you're recording an album.
Yeah, well, we've done the initial stage, which is the demos, and we've sent them off to various different people. So like we're in the business part of the deal now, where it's all talk about money and studios and this kind of thing. So we've got the tunes. We're just waiting for the right kind of studio to get into and record the real deal, the actual album.
You played a couple of them out there as well. Well, the other thing I noticed as well, there was a bit of a striptease going on. You were practically naked, and I don't know which one of you were doing the rest of the striptease.
Oh, we were all naked.
It couldn't have been that hot up there.
Oh, it was, yeah, it was.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say it was.
It was.
Okay, we've established it was. When you go back to your debut album around 3 years ago, Chariot, you hadn't actually gigged before that. Do you think that, in retrospect, gave you a bit of an advantage?
Definitely made the first gig a bit more nerve-wracking because we didn't know how the songs were going to come off live.
Yeah, it was more exciting because I think that was the point. The point was to we'd been in so many bands before that had endless EPs and no fans. So we're playing like, this is an old song, and like no one cares. So this time we just tried to get it out. Hopefully people will listen and then play. And it was cool, yeah. Our first gig, people knew the words and stuff. So it kind of worked.
I take it you guys knew the words as well, because it was the album.
I barely did. I barely knew the words. Like, honest to God, because I'm terrible at remembering words. But I really had to study for that one.
I mean, it must have been pretty gratifying because you spent a lot of time in the UK last year and on the road over there. Was that nice to actually just go? You go into a place where you don't live, and people kind of know your stuff and they're kind of singing along.
Yeah, it's surreal, isn't it? It's really weird. I think.
Like the weirdest thing is to go to Australia and do that, because the UK seems kind of like home when you're doing Europe and doing like all mad places like that. UK kind of seems a bit like Ireland, so it doesn't seem that mad. But we went to Australia last year, and we played Splendour in the Grass Festival, and we were so jet lagged, and we were just driven around from A to B, and we never actually got to see the crowd before we came out and played. And we just came behind the curtain, and it was like, okay lads, ready, go. And we just walked out in front of the curtain, having not seen the crowd, and the crowd was like one of the biggest crowds we've ever played to, and it was just shocking to think that there was people in Australia who knew the words of our songs and would come and fill a tent like that. It was great.
That seemingly is the way it works. Well, listen, we've got a lot of frisbees there, so anyone fancy a game?
Yeah, definitely.
Fair enough. Okay.
Throw them all at once.
The cast of Cheers versus 2FM, so let's go and do that. Guys, great to see you.
Cheers, Dan. Thanks a million.